The future of lightweight laptops is being rewritten, and once again, Apple is at the center of the change. As rumors swirl and leaks trickle in, one thing becomes clear. The MacBook Air M5 isn't just a spec bump. It's the opening act of a much bigger transformation in Apple's laptop strategy. Whether you're a student, creative professional, or simply someone who values top-tier design with seamless performance, what's coming with the M5 version could very well be a defining moment in the MacBook Air's legacy. To appreciate what's ahead, we first need to understand where we've come from. Apple launched the modern MacBook Air design in 2022 with the M2 chip, signaling a new age for their most portable Mac. That version delivered a fanless experience with a redesigned chassis and a 13.6-inch display that walked the perfect line between portability and usability. Then, not long after, Apple surprised many by introducing a 15.3-inch model that brought more screen real estate while retaining the lightweight charm of the Air. The following year brought M3 upgrades across both sizes, and then in 2024, Apple refreshed the same design once again with M4 chips, subtly pushing the Air's performance closer to pro territory. This latest version even introduced a new color, sky blue, which became an instant favorite. But now the stage is set for the M5 version. Apple seems poised to continue their yearly cadence of chip refreshes, but beneath the surface, more than silicon is evolving. Let's break down exactly what we can expect from the MacBook Air M5 and what it could mean for the future of Apple laptops. At its core, the most visible upgrade will, of course, be the M5 chip itself. Built on a refined second-generation 3nm process, the M5 is expected to deliver meaningful improvements across the board. Early reports suggest around a 25% performance gain in CPU, GPU, and neural processing. While those percentages may seem abstract, they translate into real-world benefits: faster multitasking, smoother creative workflows, and even better battery optimization. The CPU layout is expected to maintain a similar structure to recent generations, likely a 10-core configuration consisting of 6 efficiency cores and 4 performance cores. But it's the GPU that's catching the most attention. Apple may finally break past the current 10-core GPU ceiling and introduce up to 12 GPU cores for the M5 Air. This would be a first for the Air lineup and a strategic move that further blurs the line between the Air and the MacBook Pro for GPU-heavy tasks like video editing and game development. This leap is crucial because Apple appears to be doubling down on AI and machine learning. More GPU and neural engine power means more on-device processing for AI tasks, from photo editing and voice recognition to code generation and real-time collaboration features in macOS. RAM configurations are expected to stay consistent, with Apple likely continuing the base 16GB option and offering 24GB and 32GB upgrades. But here's where things might actually change significantly. Storage. For years, the baseline 256GB SSD has been a standard, but many are calling for a new minimum, and signs point toward Apple potentially bumping that up to 512GB as the new base. If that happens, it would be one of the most meaningful upgrades for the average user, especially in a world where cloud storage isn't always enough and local apps are getting more resource-heavy. Another big area of speculation surrounds the display. While the M5 MacBook Air will retain the same chassis and external look, Apple rarely changes design every few years. The screen may soon undergo a significant evolution. However, don't expect OLED just yet. According to multiple reports, Apple has penciled in OLED MacBook displays for after 2027, which aligns with their typical 5-year design refresh timeline. In the meantime, a new display technology may serve as an interim step. That technology is likely to be an oxide TFT mini LED panel, designed to deliver increased brightness, better contrast, and more energy efficiency compared to current LED displays. This stepwise approach gives Apple the ability to refine display quality without re-engineering the chassis just yet. If successful, we could see this display tech in the M6 or M7 models before OLED becomes standard in the next major design generation. So when should you expect to see this refreshed MacBook Air M5? If Apple sticks to its annual cycle, the new Air could debut in early 2025, likely March or April. But while hardware enthusiasts might look to the chip upgrade as the key focus, there's more going on behind the scenes that signals Apple's long game. The M5 MacBook Air marks the beginning of a deeper strategic shift. Apple is investing in making the Air line not just a lightweight Mac, but a central device for students, professionals, and even creatives who once had to consider going pro. It's a shift that aligns with their software ambitions too. macOS updates in the coming years will emphasize AI integration, automation, and new creative workflows, and those will all thrive on the enhanced horsepower of the M5 chip. Also worth watching is the keyboard and accessory ecosystem. Although not directly tied to the MacBook itself, Apple continues to inspire third-party innovation. Devices like the Melgeek O2 mechanical keyboard, which echoes Apple's own design ethos with transparency and curvature, show how the MacBook can now become part of a larger desk setup while maintaining the Apple aesthetic. With features like ultra-low latency wireless, custom key switches, and Mac-native function rows, it's accessories like these that elevate the MacBook Air into a productivity powerhouse. So where does this leave the average user? For most people, the M4 MacBook Air is already powerful enough for daily use. But for those looking to future-proof their setup or push their laptops into more advanced territory, whether for coding, design, or AI-heavy tasks, the M5 could be the model that delivers on all fronts without forcing users to step up to the MacBook Pro. If you're on an older Intel Mac or even the original M1 MacBook Air, the jump to M5 will be monumental. Performance, battery life, and display quality will all take major steps forward, even if the design itself stays familiar. Apple's consistency here is deliberate. They want users to focus on capability rather than novelty. But just beyond the horizon lies an even more dramatic shift. As Apple gears up for foldable display research, AI-centric computing, and next-gen processors, we could be watching the final iterations of the traditional laptop form before something fundamentally different takes its place.